Lamine Yamal is a prodigy. He is the future of Barcelona and the future of football. He might be the chosen one. The stars had aligned for him when as a baby he was randomly paired with the greatest player of all time for a UNICEF charity event. This was in 2007, so not only did nobody know the Yamal family, but even Messi hadn't established himself as the player he would become. Nobody at the time knew that a footballing torch was being passed. One Barca legend to a future one. Their paths will once again come together when Argentina takes on Spain for the Finalissima. Both technically gifted, both with a magical left foot, both starting their careers with the number 19, both graduates of La Masia. There are too many similarities in their journey to ignore. What's crazier is that Yamal can be seen in a different picture when he was older, holding the hand of Sergio Ramos as Barcelona prepared to take on Real Madrid. There is YouTube footage of a 13-year-old Yamal showing his skills before he became a household name. Then you see Rodri holding Yamal's face as he tells him, "Keep working, brother, keep working, because you can get whatever you want," when Spain won the game. If there was ever someone that was destined to be great, it would be Lamine Yamal. You often remember those moments in football when a generational talent introduces himself to the world. Like when Messi received the ball from Ronaldinho to score his first ever goal. That chip was a passing of the torch for Barcelona.
Remember the name, Lionel Messi.
For many, this moment might have already happened when Yamal scored his first Barcelona goal, or when he made his first appearance. But I think that moment was his goal against France. You see, Barcelona talents have come and gone, having fleeting moments. Whether it be an injury or overhyped potential, not all Barcelona stars who had good debuts became great. But when you lead your country to a European championship as a teenager, as the young player of the tournament, as someone who could have easily been the player of the tournament, that is no accident. 1 goal, 4 assists, most big chances created, most goals and assists. These stats would be incredible for any player, a superstar tournament performance. Then you realize that Yamal was 16 years old for the majority of the games. This isn't normal. Big names like Mbappe, Kevin De Bruyne, Ronaldo, Harry Kane, none of these guys had a campaign nearly as good as Yamal. And those guys are in their prime, while Yamal literally had to do homework after his matches at the Euros. Even the King of Spain was shocked by Yamal's age when he went to congratulate the team on their win. Like, think about it. Yamal got more assists in his first ever Euros than Ronaldo got in total over 6 Euros. The last time a teenager had this sort of an impact on a national team was Pele. That's how special Yamal's Euros was, that we must compare him to a player who in many people's eyes is the greatest of all time. It's fitting that Pele's team shared a photo supporting Yamal's journey, and another example that this kid is destined for greatness. Even at Barcelona, Yamal was breaking records. He became the youngest starter for Barcelona in La Liga at the age of 16 years and 38 days against Cadiz. He was so good that he literally got a standing ovation from the Cadiz fans after his performance. In his next start, Yamal was named man of the match after putting on another brilliant performance. Every attack for Barcelona was flowing through the teenager as he picked up 2 assists in a 4-3 rollercoaster of a win over Villarreal. That assist also made him the youngest player in La Liga history to give an assist. Yamal ended up finishing the 2024 season with 7 goals and 10 assists. He became the youngest player to reach more than 10 goals and assists in a La Liga season. After all these incredible performances, Yamal finally got his first goal for the first team in a 2-2 draw against Granada. In the process, he broke another record, becoming the youngest goal scorer for Barcelona and the youngest player in history to score in La Liga. He even scored in a 2-0 win over Osasuna in the Supercopa de España semifinal. Then 2 weeks later, he scored in the Copa del Rey quarterfinals against Bilbao. Once again breaking records by becoming the youngest player to score in both of those competitions. He won another man of the match after scoring a brace in a 3-3 draw against Granada. Yamal's greatness even transferred to the Champions League, where he made history again by becoming the youngest player to play in the Champions League knockout phase when Barcelona played against Napoli. He even got an assist against Antwerp and a lovely assist for Rafinha's goal against PSG. These moments become even more impressive when you look at the conditions that Barcelona was in when Yamal was playing. From the media attacks on Xavi and the players to financial issues, Yamal was shining on a Barcelona team that was a shadow of themselves. In fact, Yamal's breakthrough was really the only highlight of the season as the Blaugranas went trophyless. While Yamal only scored one goal at the Euros, it might have been the most important goal for Spain in the tournament. After France took the lead from the Kolo Muani goal, Spain looked stunned. France was all over them, and the Spanish did not look like the same team that we saw beat Germany in the previous round. Mbappe was getting plenty of opportunities on the left-hand side, and he looked dangerous. But in a moment, everything changed. Yamal got the ball on the right-hand side. He looked for passing options, but there was nothing in front of him but a sea of white shirts. Then Yamal gets closed down by Rabiot, the guy who had talked trash about him the day before the match. The Frenchman had said that Yamal had to do more than what he had done previously if he wanted to make the finals. Well, Yamal clearly took that personally and decided to show Rabiot just how good he is. He dropped his right shoulder, created some space between himself and Rabiot, and then curled the ball into the top right-hand corner of the goal. A wonder goal reminiscent of his idol and the man who bathed him as a baby, Lionel Messi. What's scarier is that he had scored an identical goal against the same opponent in the Under-17 European Championships. Not only had Yamal equalized the game, but he had given hope to the Spanish fans. Not only did he score right in front of Rabiot, the guy who had trash-talked him before the match, but Yamal became the youngest goal scorer in Euros history. He had created a moment of magic out of nothing against one of the best defensive teams in the tournament. What makes the goal even crazier is that it was against Dembele and Mbappe. Dembele had left Barcelona on bad terms. Despite the faith the club had shown him throughout his injuries and poor form, Dembele left to go to PSG. He had been one of Barcelona's best attacking players when he left, but his exit created an opportunity for Yamal. In fact, you can make the argument that had Dembele not left, Yamal wouldn't be as good as he is now because he wouldn't have gotten as many opportunities to impress. Either way, not only did Yamal surpass Dembele's legacy at Barcelona in just one season, but now he was responsible for sending the Frenchman home. It was sweet revenge for Barcelona fans who had to watch Ousmane Dembele knock their team out of the Champions League. Mbappe, meanwhile, was now the newest member of Real Madrid. All the hype was around him to perform at the Euros, since many people assumed he would be the next player to take over the throne now that Messi and Ronaldo were gone. Despite the subpar performances in the tournament, Mbappe was flying in the first half against Spain, picking up the assist in the goal by Kolo Muani. It was looking like it was going to be the Mbappe game, finally his breakout moment in the Euros that everybody had been waiting for. But a 16-year-old Barcelona player decided to take over, and he outshone the new Madrista. Mbappe's reaction to the goal said it all. He realized at that moment he was not the best player on the pitch. What's crazier about Yamal and Spain's journey to becoming champions is how many Real Madrid players they took out outside of just Mbappe. In the group stages, Yamal shone against Croatia, picking up an assist to Carvajal and dancing past the Croatian players like they weren't even there. That loss ultimately caused Modric and Croatia to be eliminated. Then in the semifinals, Yamal assisted Dani Olmo as Spain ruined Toni Kroos's last ever footballing tournament. Then of course in the final, Yamal assisted Nico Williams as Spain sent Bellingham and England packing. No matter the opponent, the tactics, or the stakes, Yamal consistently performed for Spain. He could have easily won both the Young Player of the Tournament and the Player of the Tournament award. Many Barca fans will now hope that Yamal can continue his form into the club season for Barcelona. Real Madrid has been ahead both financially and on the pitch. After picking up Bellingham then winning another Champions League, they added more star power to their team. It's nothing new. Real Madrid have always had the biggest superstars on their team. When Ronaldo joined Real Madrid, there were 80,000 fans in the Bernabeu to welcome him to the club. We saw the exact same thing for Mbappe. The only way that Barcelona can compete with Real Madrid is through talent. When the original Galacticos of Figo, R9, Zidane, and Beckham were made, Ronaldinho along with Eto'o led Barcelona to defeat them. Dino had just come over from PSG into a Barcelona side that was struggling and helped them become great. In that process, Ronaldinho also established himself as the best player in the world. Then Real Madrid assembled the second set of Galacticos in 2009 when Perez signed Cristiano Ronaldo, Kaká, Xabi Alonso, and Benzema. This time, it was a Messi-led Barcelona team that battled them. Yamal is now going to be the Prince of Barcelona to battle against the third generation of Galacticos, Bellingham, Mbappe, Vini. What makes this Madrid team even stronger is that they are not in a transitional period. For example, when Ronaldo first joined Real Madrid, they were in a tough period. Their mentality was completely off as they continued to exit early in the Champions League. Him and the other Galacticos were brought in to bring in a winning mentality back to Los Blancos. But this Real Madrid team just won the double. There is a great relationship between all the players. They have a very strong mentality and they are young. To defeat the super team, you need a prodigy, a golden boy, a talent that can rise above when you need him the most. That's Lamine Yamal. It's a lot of pressure to put on a young kid, but Yamal showed in the Euros that he has the ability to be a difference maker. The German team was talented, so were the French, so were the English, yet in all of those games, Yamal was the best player on the pitch. Despite being a teenager, he really isn't fazed by the big occasion. Whether it's a Champions League quarterfinals match, or playing in front of millions at the Euros, he is as cool as ice. Yamal is at a point right now where you just have to acknowledge how good he is, without even discussing his potential. He's already that good. Hopefully he stays injury free because as Rodri told him to his face, there is nothing stopping Yamal from becoming one of the greatest players to have ever played the sport. While Yamal might have arguably been Spain's best player, there were many other talented guys around that helped the Spanish national team become champions. To see who else was on that team and why Spanish football is on such an upward trajectory, you have to check out this video right here.